Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today we're checking out Mind Over Magic, which is a management-style game, but also like a bit of a base builder, bit of a colony sim, a few really interesting elements thrown into the mix. As ever, I'll do my very best to explain what the heck is happening. We're going to be playing on relaxed mode, which is anything but relaxed, as I'm sure you will understand once we jump into things. So, a little bit of preamble here. Once a school stood here, time, however, ground that fine institution to rubble. I entrust to you the stewardship of a new age of magical learning. Rebuild the school, train brilliant new mages, explore the underschool. It won't be easy, but I believe you're up to the task. Though my body is long gone, my spirit yet lingers, and I will serve you faithfully. We're going to rename the school. This is Potato's Magic School. This is a very basic name, but you know what? It'll be fine. Founder, Potato's Magic School. So, we're going to just leave these three people as they are, and then we'll immediately jump into the game, and yeah, I'll do my very best to explain what the heck is happening. So we start with just this amount of stuff in front of us. Now, there's a few key things here. The first thing to chat about is the fog. Now, we are going to be perpetually fighting against the fog. We need to make sure that we are constantly pushing it back. Basically, as soon as I do my first magic spell of the game, it's not as corny as it sounds, but as soon as we do that, we're going to gain access to a whole bunch of building space, a whole bunch of real estate. We've got the student summoner. This is going to allow us to bring brand new students into our school, and then we've also got the book of rituals. This is going to be a bit of a guiding light, really, with what we're able to do now. We've also got this big old mana font, apparently. That's what it's called. It's basically a big old mana crystal. As you can see, it's kind of fogged out at the moment. So what we can do in order to give ourselves a little bit of extra space to move around, we can conduct a ritual. Now, a ritual is just a magic spell. We're going to be doing them semi-regularly, I would imagine. We can assign whoever we want to do it. We're going to get this guy here. It's going to take basically no time at all, and what's going to happen is you're going to get your wand out, and you're going to point at the crystal, and the crystal is going to become clear, or at least part of the crystal is going to become clear, and we're going to have a whole bunch of space to play around with, which is really, really exciting. So, a couple of interesting things have happened here. First of all, we have discovered, like, the world. Now, there is still fog, and we do have a time limit, 5 days until destruction, but that's okay. We can run this ritual again, and indeed we're going to be doing it. However, because the fog is further away, it's kind of more expensive to do. We've actually got to throw some ingredients into the ritual, but don't worry about that. We can get to that later. We also have another ritual here, which is to unlock the underschool. Now, this is something that I'm going to be doing, maybe not necessarily as soon as possible, but definitely kind of soon. And yeah, I'd hope to do it pretty quickly. Now, we've got a fourth member of staff. We've got Anhelon. Anyway, this is the founder of the original Potato's Magic School, the school that used to stand here. And actually, there's like this grave. The founder's grave is over here, so he's actually been reanimated in forms of like a ghoul. Now, ghouls have got like some benefits. They kind of like work all the time, but they're also like not quite half as effective, but they are less effective than regular members of staff. And it's worth noting that these are all staff. We're going to be able to get ourselves some students in here. We got a student summoner, as I've already said. We're going to get some staff into the school as quickly as we possibly can. However, I think in the early stages of the game, we want to do as much resource collection as possible. Now, all of these resources at either side of the sort of school foundation are resources that are going to get collected. And what we can do is we can actually immediately set up the collection of pretty much stone. I mean, smoker reed will get gut berries. Gut berries are really, really important. But basically, we need wood, we need stone, and we need gut berries. Those are like the three sort of key ingredients in order to get anywhere in this game. There we go. We'll just highlight all of that stuff. Beautiful. Get all of that done. Perfect. And that should completely occupy everybody's time, effort, and energy for the foreseeable future. We're also going to queue up a few of these dire rats to be hunted. If I click on an item, we can actually see at a glance exactly what we are going to get if we destroy or harvest or hunt the animal or the tree. For example, the dire rat's going to give us sinew, viscera, and a small carcass. which is quite nice indeed. Now, whilst this is all going on, let's chat about some of the building mechanics. So, this is quite a comprehensive sort of building system that we've got in this game. Now, we've obviously got this sort of underground area that is somewhat protected from fog. However, we can also build in the above world, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to need a little bit more wood and a little bit more stone, but I basically want to build a series of walls and a series of doors. Let's actually go into 2 times speed, because I think that's maybe slightly more important. We'll also queue that up, and yeah, stone, wood. Let's see if we can try and get ourselves a little bit more stone. Beautiful. Okay, see, we're doing great. Everybody is doing what they need to do. We've got our resources up in the top right-hand corner over here. We've got 11 stone, 84 wood. That's a pretty substantial amount of wood. Honestly, that probably should be enough for us to get going. We're probably going to leave the video game in 2 times speed throughout the entirety of the of the game, but that's fine. Right, what we want to do is we would like to build a wall here. I'm thinking about that high, and we want to build a wall about the same number of blocks high over here. We're also going to make sure that we have a door at either side. The door is being built of wood, and then the rest of the structure being built of stone. We're going to stick down an additional floor right over here. We can actually see, well, first of all, we don't have the wood required to get these to get the last bits of floor in place, but we can do that. We can set up a brand new tree to be harvested. In fact, we can set up 2 brand new trees to be harvested. But it is worth noting that this floor is currently unsupported, which is very, very problematic because it means that we're not going to be able to build it. So we're going to have to build some additional walls for structural integrity. And that's pretty important in the grand scheme of things. There's an unreachable object. It should only be momentary as we finish up building the door. But for now, let's sort of get the basic sort of shell of what I would expect, you know, a base or a school or, you know, something, some educational establishment to have. There we go. That's the wall looking pretty good. 14 stone, 135 wood. Let's get a little support over there, and we'll make sure that we throw a door into the mix as well. We're going to divide this area into two rooms. Obviously, that has the added benefit of supporting the entirety of the floor, which is very, very important. However, this floor is not going to be accessible until we get a staircase. Now, staircases always go... well, the spiral staircase can go there, but the regular staircase goes at the back of the room. Now, I think I probably want that. Let's do that over there. It'll sort of automatically adjust the floor beams. I think that's completely fine. And then we can maybe think about a second floor in a second. But once we get this area fully protected and fully secured, we should hopefully see the back of the room fill in with a wall. That's when we know that things have gone well. Either way, this is all looking very, very good. I want to make sure that I get more resource harvesting. I'm going to harvest a bunch of these smoker reeds. These smoker reeds are useful for quite a few things. In fact, we should probably just harvest everything. Gather. Yep, set everything up to be gathered. Make sure that's all being dealt with. Brilliant. One more bit of floor right over here. Is that going to do anything for us? Let's have a little look. Boom! What do you know? We have actually created a room. So, if I click F1, we can actually see at a glance what we have got in this room. There's nothing particularly interesting. These are the types of rooms that we can build. We can build classrooms. I mean, there's a lot of different types of rooms that we can get. Lair of Dark Arts, for example. Don't mind the requirements at the moment. The point is that we can build a variety of these classrooms if indeed we want to. We're going to need to make sure that they're lit. They're not very well lit at the moment. If I take my mouse pointer away, we can see that it's not looking great, but that's okay. We will sort that out in a bit. I'm thinking that I would like to add an additional level here. Now, we can add a roof, and interestingly, roofs are really, really cool because you can kind of like adjust the wonkiness of it. You can adjust the sort of point. You know, how wonky do we want the roof to be? You know, where do we want the point? We need to make sure that we can actually access it, which is not necessarily an easy thing to do. And I don't think that we're going to want to... Let's go there. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's start with this, I think, for now. We got plenty of wood. And I don't particularly feel compelled to... Oh yeah, we're out of the stone. I don't particularly feel compelled to, like, change the basic design. I mean, we can create, like, nice fancy structures, but for now, we just need to get ourselves... We just need to get ourselves some you know, basic rooms, I think. Alright, keep going. Get this large stone outcrop sorted. We can actually increase the priority, or indeed decrease the priority of any given task if we want to. Again, don't think I particularly want to at the moment. Yep, I will get this sorted, and I will throw a door in here, just in advance of us. There we go. That's all looking good, and then as soon as we get more stone, we will build out some additional floors over here. Okay, this is looking pretty darn good. We've got 5 days until the fog destroys us. Plenty of time, which is great. Everybody is eating these gut berries at the moment. They're not exactly the best food in the world, but they're not exactly bad. And we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that in due course. So, we've got the basics of a sort of building coming together here. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's chat about what we want to put in some of these rooms. We can put a cot. I think we're gonna make ourselves a bedroom. Now, each and every room has got, like, I guess a... Sure, we'll do something like that. Yeah, each and every room has basically got a bunch of tiles that you can place on. It's a little bit awkward getting the sort of placement exactly right sometimes, because you're in this sort of like 2.5D system. It's not the end of the world though. We can still make it work, and honestly, as long as we've got most people abed, in fact, this ghoul doesn't even need a bed. I don't even know why I've got that third one in place, but that fourth one in place even. Not a big deal at all. Yeah, just happened there. The fog advance. We're 4 days from destruction, and actually the harvestable area, the interactable area, has actually has decreased for us. So we need to be super, super careful that we're always staying on top of things there, which is important. Now, do I want to do anything else with these rooms? Yes, I sure as heck do. First and foremost, I'd like to get an additional floor over here. That's very, very important. Let's get an additional floor. Let's maybe then get a spiral staircase, like over here. Will that get us up to the next floor? I think that should get us up to the next floor. If it doesn't, we'll be in trouble. We need one last bit of floor to be built over here until we are good. Excellent. We've got an austere bedroom. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Do I want it to be blue? Do I want it to be yellow? Do I want it to be green? Let's leave it as blue. Let's leave it as blue. That's completely fine. An austere bedroom. I mean, it could be better, but it's honestly not necessarily the end of the world. Right. Continue to throw up a few more rooms. That's good. That's fine. Everybody is going to go to bed, and everybody's going to chill, with the exception of this guy who is going to stay busy. Now, whilst that is taking place, let's chat about some of the more, I guess, advanced features. We're not really going to dive into them altogether too much, but you can see that there is a schedule. The schedule is different between students and staff. Don't worry, we're going to get to the students in just a second, but there is a sort of schedule with sleep, eat, recreation, tasks, class, etc. We can deal with all that. We've also got some priorities. I mean, just like Oxygen Not Included, I should have pointed out earlier, this game is made by Clay, or published by Clay, and this is a very sort of similar prioritization system to Oxygen Not Included, for example. We can mess around with this. I'm probably not going to be dealing with that too much. Consumables, again, some sort of similar. We can tell people what to eat, what not to eat. We're not going to be messing around with that too much either. There's also some groups, some functionality. There's a big old log over here. We can have a little look at room types. We can have a little look at lighting. These are dark rooms. This is bad, and this is bad for a specific reason, which I'm hoping we will start to see soon. but that doesn't particularly matter. That doesn't particularly matter. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. The negative. We'll get to the downsides of having a room unlit in just a second. Let's actually go and see if we can try and plan some more infrastructure. So we've already got some cots down. There is some things that I'd like to craft. I'd like to craft a gruel pot. A gruel pot is going to be quite important for us. I'm going to place that down over there. I'm going to place down an arcane secretary over here, and then I'm going to place down a wand shaper over here. And all three of these are going to perform different functions, and they're going to be very, very important. I'm also going to put down a teaching stone. Teaching stone is going to go over there, and hopefully we're going to see exactly what some of this stuff means over the course of the day here. How's this large stone outcrop doing? Resources remaining 16. We're getting there. I mean, hammering away with the stone. It's a lot of stone to get through. A lot of stone to get through. Maybe I don't care about that much stone, to be honest, but that's okay. Anyway, the point of us getting a gruel pot, very, very simply, is because we want to stop our members of staff from just eating raw gutberry. It would be kind of nice if we could have a little bit more of a sophisticated meal, and that's what we're going to try and do. Okay, I've created a scullery. Now, this is kind of interesting. We've got a plus 25% cooking rate, which is very, very cool. Cooking works pretty darn simply. We can just add ourselves an order. Gutberry soup, carcass stew. I'm going to do that. We're going to say do until, I don't know, 5. It literally is gutberries in, gutberry soup out, and that's just going to happen, which is great. We've also got the Arcane Secretary. Now, the Arcane Secretary exposes us to what I can only describe as quite a monstrous research tech tree. I should point out, this is a very early build of the game. It is in no way representative of what it's going to look like. Here's a quick synopsis. You can roughly see at a glance that there are different sort of chains. These are sort of, I guess, symbolic of the different types of magic that exist. This is the Earth chain. I mean, look at this. We can get Earth Wand Tier 2, for example. Basic rituals, wormweed plots. I mean, there's just a whole... It's just an absolutely monstrous amount of research here. I mean, what do we want to start with? Basic rituals? I think we're going to start with basic rituals for reasons which I will explain soon. But basically, staff members just work at the Arcane Secretary, and they're able to do some research. There are some limiting factors. For example, there are arcane scrolls, which we need to find in the world, and if we're able to find arcane scrolls, then we're going to be able to get through specific research roadblocks. That is very, very important, but for now, it is not super duper relevant. How many gutberry soups do we have? We got one singular gutberry soup, and in fact, what I should have done perhaps a little bit earlier is we can actually place some gutberry plots. Now, these are very, very simply places for us to grow gutberry. Need resource? Oh, we need stone. We need more stone to do those. Okay, mine those. Point is that if we're able to get some gutberry plots, then that should mean that we are able to grow an unlimited or a functionally unlimited supply of gutberries. Now, my spiral staircase is coming along just fine. My wand shaper is coming along just fine, and my learning stone is coming along just fine. First of all, turning to the wand shaper. The wand shaper works exactly like the gruel pot, except you get to make wands. And wands are pretty darn cool. There are a bunch of differences, which I'm not going to dive into hugely. Suffice to say, they can all sort of cast different spells. They have different sort of costs. For example, there's a nature wand. Again, this all matters. It's not super important. But let's build a nature wand, and then let's also build a fire wand, since that's reasonably simple for us to do. A member of staff should be able to build that relatively quickly. And once we've done that, we should be good. We've got grime over here. Yum. Love a little bit of grime. We've got the gutberry plots. We should be planting them. We should be ready to plant them pretty darn soon. Can I get somebody to work on the... Should I get somebody to work on the wand, please? That'd be quite nice. Let's also maybe see if we can try and harvest some more gutberries. Rid of that. Anything else that I want to get? Mandrake? Sure, I'll harvest it. Phoenix Kiss, we'll get a few of those. A few more of these dig rats. That's fine. I should also build. I will build lighting, but I kind of want to... There's something that I want to demonstrate with the dark rooms first. That just isn't happening. I'm going to build some chests. Maybe... here? Sure, two chests there. Once I have the resources to do so, it would be pretty darn nice. Right, let's go to 3 times speed. Nothing too imperative seems to be happening at the moment. We are actually using the wand shaper, which is quite nice. Very, very nice, in fact. We're making very, very good progress, and as soon as the progress is done, I don't know where it drops the wand. It should drop the wand, like, somewhere nearby. Has it dropped the nature wand that we built? Yes, it is literally right there. It's just chilling on the floor. Can't really see it. Oh, there we go. That's a bit of a better view. You can see the nature wand is there. Happy days. That is fantastic. Okay, how many gutberry soups do I have? I've got 5 gutberry soups. That is nice. That is really, really nice. Okay, now that we've got a wand, what does that mean? Let me tell you what that means. That means that we can actually summon a student. Now, this is where things get pretty darn cool. So, who do we want to do the summoning? It doesn't particularly matter, with the exception of the fact that I believe if we are able to use somebody who is slightly more gifted, then we have a chance of getting a better student. Now, we can choose which type of student to summon, or should I say, which type of wand to give this student that we do summon. We need to build the wands first, as we did, but we only have 1 nature wand at the moment. Let us begin the ritual. Let us start summoning the student. And students are pretty darned cool. There we go. Wand has been collected. Head downstairs, and we'll do what needs to be done here. Excellent. Beautiful. Hardly takes any time at all. There we go. Brilliant. New student. Fantastic. Okay, Alan. It's not a very magical sort of style name, but it is your name. So there we go. Anyway, Alan is going to work in a different sort of way to... Oh, you're cleaning up. Nice. Yeah, so Alan is actually going to receive instruction from the members of staff. Now, you can see very, very clearly up at the top of the screen here. There we go. Look at that. You're actually learning. You're learning at the teaching stone. Very, very cool. Nothing is in the chest, by the way. Just wanted to flag that. I'm going to build another chest. Maybe not an ideal situation to have them, like, both in this room, but I need the space. I need the space. We're going to try and sort of keep our rooms kind of clean. And in fact, this would have become a classroom. This would have become a basic classroom if we had... Yeah, must not have any crafting stations or refining. Let's move the wand shaper. Let's move the wand shaper somewhere else. Maybe down to the arcane secretary down here? Yeah, you know what? Stick this down here. Now, the reason that I haven't lit rooms thus far is because I wanted to show this. If we don't light rooms, if we do not light rooms, then we will get what's called a void shroom. And a void shroom will drain the mana from nearby characters when fully grown. That gives me a great opportunity to actually chat about mana and the mechanics that are at play in any given member of staff. We have got a health meter, we have got a mana meter, and then we have got a conviction meter. If mana runs low, they can pop down to the mana font and top their mana up, which happens like fairly regularly. You may see members of staff, students walking downstairs and filling up their mana. That's fine, completely fine. There's also conviction. If conviction gets super duper low, then people will have a mental break, kind of like in RimWorld, where they'll just sort of like start destroying stuff and being an absolute pain in the backside. Anyway, it kind of just is what it is. Ooh, we've created a basic classroom, which means that the classroom learning speed is plus 50%, which is pretty darn good, isn't it? I mean, we could get ourselves an intermediate classroom here, and that would give us a plus 100% learning rate, and that must have 1 or more learning stone and 1 or more bookshelf. So if we're able to unlock a bookshelf, because we do not have the ability to build a bookshelf at the moment, we're able to unlock a bookshelf, then suddenly we're able to basically double our learning rate. The Void Shroom doesn't have a chance to actually do any damage, but there's another one over there. Let's get some. There we go. We're gonna get some lights here, and we should be able to check. We should be able to check at a glance with this little overlay here. We can actually see the void shroom, by the way. The void shroom is sucking the mana from everybody in the room, and it's just a little bit sort of more inefficient. So yeah, we want to get rid of those, and we want to make sure that everything is lit up. I should also summon a brand new student. Now, I hear you asking, what is the... do we not have a fire wand yet? I thought we did have a fire wand. Maybe when I moved the thingy, we... There we go. Do the fire wand. We may not have the resources for a fire wand. It's just wood, right? Yeah, okay. I'll chop down some more trees. Right. That's fine. Okay. We're going to get some more students. That is going to be great. We're going to build ourselves this torch here, which is fantastic too. Brilliant. How does that do for... we're 15% lit. Wow. Okay. So it's no longer a dark room. A void shroom no longer spawns every 24 hours. It's a dimly lit room. A void shroom spawns every 36 hours. So we're going to need to get at least two torches. At least 2 torches per room. Probably 3 to be on the safe side. And we need viscera in order to do that. Now, I think we get viscera from dire rats. Yeah. There are a lot of different resources, and it's pretty simple to sort of memorize where the resources come from, but occasionally it can get a little bit difficult to remember which resources come from where. However, it is quite handy that the game has, you know, if you hover over literally anything, you can see viscera, using recipes for quilted helpers and to build certain furnishings, sources, midden jelly, and dire rats. Of course, I have no idea what midden jelly actually is, but dire rats are pretty plentiful around these parts. So that's really, really nice. 26 wood, brilliant. We can actually start work on that wand. That is good. Did I set this research? I did, but we haven't done any. I haven't done any of it yet. That's fine. Okay, get to work on the wand shaper. That's looking good. Okay, so far so good. We've got 4 days till destruction. Just gonna flick into 3 days here. It's a little bit close for comfort. Let's have a look at pushing that back, shall we? Now, we can repel the fog. We're gonna need to make sure that 3 people are gonna do it. We need 3 gut berries and we need 25 wood. Okay, I can do that. It becomes more and more expensive the further away that things are, but honestly, I can deal with that. Let's get some additional lighting change, 15%. Lighting change, 15%. I'll build a blue one. Adds light but removes luxury. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it actually matters, right? Sure. We'll get all of the different types of lights. That seems pretty good. Fog has been pushed back, by the way. Very, very nice indeed. Let's see if we can try and summon a brand new student. We will summon a brand new student. Let's see how that goes. Now, I do hear you asking, Potato, what the heck is the point of summoning a student? Surely, this learning stone and the whole sort of like teaching the students how to do things is just a complete waste of time. Because it's just a waste of staff's energy and effort, and it just takes a long time to actually get anything done. Well, you may think that. That would be an interesting way of looking at things. So, every student, in addition to having HP, mana, and conviction, also has, well, there's a bit of a deep dive into sort of conviction, hunger, sleep, learning, etc. Forget about this for a second. What I really want to focus on is trials and medallions. Basically, if we are able to conduct these sort of little like mini quests, we will level up our students. So, for example, Wisdom, cast at a learning stone 25 times in a basic or intermediate classroom with no other students present. That is going to very naturally happen in our existing classroom because there is only one learning stone here. And this is going to give us plus 5 power and plus 25 max HP, which is really, really nice indeed. What do we got over here? Defeat a 1 skull or higher enemy party while full. Indeed. We will talk about defeating bad guys in just a second. But for now, yeah, basically what we want to do is we can level up students. We can level up students through the sort of little medallion interface. Magic and combat. We'll worry about that in a second. But we can we can level them up through this interface, and then if we're clever and if we're careful, we can actually get them employed as staff, which is very, very exciting. Let's get you to build a lightning wand there, and then I'm going to chop down some more trees here. Chop down some more trees. Foggy crystal. Cool. There's a lot of stuff that we can get from the foggy crystal. Nice. Okay. What I would like to do is I would like to have a look at this spell here. Unlock the Underschool. We're going to need 5 viscera in order to do this one. So let's set up some hunting operations of these dire rats that are sort of wandering around. We'll go and yoink all of them, and we'll grab all this viscera. There we go. Get the trees, get everything. There is rain incoming. Rain basically just destroys stuff that isn't... rain just destroys stuff that isn't protected by walls or roofs. And I don't think that we're going to have any particular difficulty with that. I also need to make some more beds. Can I just make some more beds here? Sure. Queue that up. That's pretty good. And do I need more woods? I'll chop some more wood, maybe. We can unlock the Underschool. Beautiful. Okay. To unlock the Underschool, what we need is we need 2 members of staff. And we need 2 students. Beautiful. Now, this may seem horrifically irresponsible for the teaching staff of a school to unlock a magical dungeon below the school. But, you know, it's just par for the course in, like, the wizarding world, apparently. Anyway, let's get downstairs. Let's do this little ritual over here. Everybody point at the crystal. Give it a little zap. What is this going to reveal? My goodness gracious me. It is going to reveal a flippin' dungeon. That's right. And honestly, this is pretty darn cool. We're gonna do that. Is there... How much capacity do these chests have? They've got plenty of capacity. Yeah, a few items are going to take damage, I think. There's not very much that we can do about that. Rain is continuing to fall. Level up our students. Excellent. Very, very good. Okay. Let's turn our attention to the underbelly of the school. We can basically send our students on quests here. And, I mean... It's just absolutely mad what we're able to do underneath here. I absolutely love this. So let's send 3 members of staff. We'll send 2 students as well. Back row. Let's maybe put our members of staff on the front row. So we've got a nature and a fire 3. You know what? I don't like that. Let's move you over here. Let's put lightning on the front and then you on the back. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a good sort of different mix of people front and back rows. We will set up for an adventure, and then we will go on it. Now, depending on the mission, things will start to happen. We will basically enter into a series of combat engagements. Now, I believe that for this specific engagement, it is just one fight. This is the one single fight, and then we get to interact with this interface. A couple of different things to bear in mind. The spells that we have available are dependent on what... spells, I guess, and mana are dependent on the stats of the student and the staff member, and also the type of wand that they've got. Adds retaliate to allies in the targeted row, or alternatively, a fireball. I want to go all in. So it's going to cost me 20 mana. We can see how much mana Victoria has here. Boom, get you dispatched over there. That is going to decrease our mana. Also, though, that is an absolutely, like, terrible amount of damage. That's really, really good. Terrible in a very good sense, I would hasten to add. Not quite the damage from the student, but that's okay. What do we got here? Attacks and applies thorns to the target position for 3 turns. That's fine. Okay, an immediate death. Very, very nice indeed. We do have a very limited amount of HP on these units. I'd really rather not... lose anybody. But you know what? I'm just gonna fight. I'm just gonna fight. Why the heck not? Let's focus all of our attacks on one singular unit, so that We can wear them down, get rid of them, and if we do take damage, we'll take damage from just one. Adds 10 power to allies in the targeted row for 2 rounds. I mean, see, this is all really, really, really super effective. And, you know, there's undoubtedly a tremendous amount of strategy by chaining together exactly the different types of, you know, like magical abilities that you want, leveling up magical abilities, you know, getting specific wands to do specific things. I'm just clicking big damage, you know, big number, simple. We'll do growth. There we go. That should be enough. Big damage, simple. Hope that it's enough. Because, frankly, that's all that really matters for me at this very specific moment. We get some rewards from that engagement. 3 Viscera, 80 Stone, and 2 Arcane Scrolls. Arcane Scrolls, these are specific things that we can utilize in the Arcane Secretary for research. And also, Torch Snuffers have been loosed. Events triggered by the Underschool recur in the future. Which means that we need to just bear that in mind. We need to bear that in mind. Also, there is now an absolute bunch. There's an absolute bunch of different routes that we can explore through the underneath of the school. So, you know, in addition to the fact that we're maintaining a school on the surface, there's also an underbelly that we get to explore, which is pretty flippin' cool. Now, I should point out, by the way, Birdie earned Full Fighter Bronze Trial. Let's have a little look at that. Full Fighter Bronze Trial. That is specifically for the Serenity Center, which is very, very nice. And we now have speed, power, and mana boosted. Very, very nice indeed. So the whole point of leveling up students is that you are able to get these bonuses in place, and then perhaps you employ them as a member of staff, for example. That's great. Or perhaps, you know, you allow them to graduate. You can do that, and in fact, that is specific research that we are able to do with basic rituals here. This is going to allow us to graduate students if that is something that we want to do. But the point is that if you graduate the students, you get benefits, or if you choose to keep them on as members of staff after they stop being a student, you get all of these bonuses. Staff have got these bonuses at the moment, but they can't learn anything more. Staff are as powerful as they're going to get, realistically speaking, unless you like want to upgrade a wand or something. But students have got a lot more potential. So the point is that you're able to level up students, recruit more students. Oh, look at this. This is a lesser torch snuffer. Oh, I see. You're a nasty creature. Let's battle the torch snuffer, shall we? It's time. There we go. Battle the torch snuffer. Let's do it. But yeah, the point is that you level up the students, you get progressively better students, you summon better students, you train them up. You can choose to get rid of some of your members of staff, if indeed. There we go. It's just a single torch snuffer, but it is a bit of an annoying amount of HP there, actually. Oof, 50. That's quite the damage. But I think we might be able to get it. Maybe not. I don't really have a defensive lineup. I have an offensive lineup here. Thank goodness that's going to be enough. Torch snuffer, you're going down, Buster. There we go. Ectoplasm, just what I always wanted. Just what I always wanted. Yeah, a lot of people have taken damage. We do not have a medical bed. In fact, we haven't done much research at all. In fact, we've done, like, negative research. But, I mean, it doesn't particularly matter. Anyway, the whole point of leveling up students is really, really cool. I really like it as a mechanic. I really like the concept. And, in fact, I really like the principles of this game. I am super excited to see where this goes. I think the research tree is a little bit mad at the moment, honestly, and I have absolutely no idea how it could be improved. I mean, rustic dining, light my fire. I mean, it just looks a little bit chaotic. So I'm hoping that sort of gets improved. But the point is that this is a really, really interesting foundation for what could be, and what I'm sure will be, a pretty in-depth and really pretty darn interesting management game. I'm very, very much here for that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. Check out the Patreon if indeed you're interested. Help me make videos like this possible. But for now, and from me, I'll see you next time. Bye.